Hello and welcome to the 2022 Tigrinya Language Digital Initiative Symposium. For some of us, it's good morning, and to many of you, it's good afternoon, good evening, and to those of you in Australia, it's probably tomorrow's good morning. My name is Dr. Abraham Adhanom, and I am a faculty member at the UCLA International Institute. On behalf of my colleagues, the organizing committee of the symposium, Dr. Binyam Gabriel of the Seret Foundation, and Professor Isaias Tesfamariam of Stanford University's Hoover Institution, and Yamane Russom, whom we would like to call as the father of GIS software development, which includes both Tigrinya and Amharic language software technologies and related digital enterprises. And also on behalf of our sponsors, the sponsors of the conference, the UCLA Institute for Digital Research and Education, and the UCLA African Studies Center, and the Stanford University's African and Middle Eastern programs. I want to welcome you all to this long overdue and exciting global conference of the Tigrinya Language Technologies. Salam Nahabalei, Nuhulatkum Ahwat, Abotat, Aditat, Common Menesiat, نابزي نمجمرتا سيمبوزيوم ديجيتاوي تبغسوتات قنقوة تقرينيا نقوى بدحان متاهم نقالينا خمي حديركم نقالينا سناي رفتي نبزحات كابهاتكم كمي وعيلكم ويسناي مشت كمون نتم بأستراليا زلوكم أحوات مخلاي جزي أنا يتبح نقوه كمي حديركم يخون أنا شمي دكتور أبراهام كشهيدان الحانوم يبهال أبزي UCLA International Institute ممهري بسمة تعايتي عبالات سنة دايت زي شماغلي سيمبوزيوم دكتور بينام قبر ميكال كاب سرت فاونديشن حاونا بروفيسور إسياس تسفى مريم كاب ستانفورد يونيفرسيتي كومونيتي أبو جيز سوفتوير مالت قوانقواتات تقرنيان أمحارنيان سوفتوير تكنولوجي ساتن إلنا كنسمين دل حاونا يماني رؤسهم كمون باسم سبونسرات نايزي سيمبوزيوم ناي UCLA Institute ناي ديجيتاوي مرمرن تمرتن ناي UCLA معاكل نتناتي أفريقيا كمون ناي ستانفورد يونيفرسيتي بروغرام ناي قوانقواتات أفريقيان معاكل أي مبراغن نابزي نوح وان تتبناهم سفيهن زحبنن قبائي تكنولوجياوي تبقصوتات قوانقوات تقرنيا كلاتكم قاعد حنمت أخوم قبل فتو. I am sure you've read the symposium website that the mission and goals of the Tigrinya Language Digital Initiative Symposium is to bring language, technology, and organizational talents together to create a professional and inclusive platform that increases Tigrinya's footprint in the digital world. The symposium intends to enable Tigrinya speakers to be creators and beneficiaries of the language and linguistics technologies to empower and transform their communities through education, research, and development in their own language. The 2022 symposium is the first step to many that will help us discover talents, identify relevant projects, and inspire collaboration among the experts towards a more significant, inclusive, equitable, and more impactful undertaking to enable technological creativity and collaboration for the greater good of the Tigrinya-speaking communities. We all know that language is the foundation of all civilization, whether it's social, economic, scientific, political, and even religious advancements, they all depend on language. And of course, Tigrinya being one of the ancient and most effective languages with its own and unique alphabets and scripting systems, which is the only language in Africa, along with the Giz-born language such as Amharic, Tigray, Bilen, and others, its continued advancement will greatly serve not only the Eritrean and Ethiopian communities within those countries and throughout diaspora, but also others who have interests to learn the Tigrinya language for research and development from across the globe. We are grateful to those who have accepted our invitation to speak and to give lectures in the conference. We appreciate Pfizer and Dr. Aida Haptetyan for sharing precious time with us out of your busy schedule and global corporate leadership responsibilities. Aida is a globally recognized scholar, a renowned physician, and a researcher at Stanford University. Frankly, 2 years ago, we were not sure if COVID-19 will bring the end of the world. And it would be appropriate to mention that many of us are alive today, and perhaps millions of us around the world, because of Pfizer's and other pharmaceutical companies' efforts and hard work with vaccines and related activities. That is, of course, in addition to God's grace to give us life and the blessings that come with it. So to Dr. Aida and the Pfizer leadership and staff, we owe you a great deal of gratitude. And for that, we say thank you, and we're giving our standing ovation. We also want to thank the artist, author, and filmmaker Ariam Waldab for being able to join us and for helping us facilitate the conference. Of course, our greatest appreciation goes to our presenters from all over the world who are internationally recognized scientists, scholars, language experts, researchers, and industry professionals. We also want to recognize you all participating with us today, including community and religious leaders who are passionate about the development of Tigrinya language and the related technology, digital technologies. Although this is our first attempt for such a complex, multidimensional, and interdisciplinary conference, we are fortunate to have an amazing team to work with. The support, collaboration, and excitement we received from UCLA International Institute, and the IT support team, and the IDRE staff and administrators, and Stanford's African and Middle Eastern programs, and other organizational leaders and partners from departments is quite remarkable. We also want to recognize the support we received from the UNDP, the United Nations Development Program Eritrea office. As you will learn over the next 4 days, we have presentations, topics that focus on linguistics research and development, on AI, artificial intelligence, NLP, natural language processing, computational linguistics, OCR, optical character recognition, speech recognition, and many other software technologies that focus on African and other linguistics enterprises. We're looking forward for the next 4 days, 4 days of exciting presentations, lectures, and demos of applied technologies. To our audience, thank you for taking your time from your busy schedule to join us. We do hope that the presentations will inspire you to participate in future endeavors relating to the Tigrinya language technologies, linguistics, literature, and all other STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics related to technology initiatives. As you will see, we plan to have a brief question and answer time after each presentation. If you have questions or need further information, please use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your Zoom window. Just to give you a quick preview of the conference contents. Today, we will hear a welcome address from Dr. Tajendra Singh of the UCLA Institute for Digital Research and Education, and from Dr. Andrew Apter and Dr. Harold Terrence of the UCLA African Studies Center, and Dr. Khalil Barham of Stanford University's African and Middle Eastern programs, who will also introduce our honored guest, Dr. Aida Haptetyan of Pfizer. Then we will hear from our own Dr. Binam Gurumikal on the efforts that went to have Tigrinya added to Google Translate. After that, we will hear from the legendary Yamana Rusom on the journey of creating and developing good software applications over the past 40 years. Then we will hear from Lydia Tesfahiwet from Umeå University in Sweden on an exploration of data augmentation techniques for improving English to Tigrinya translation. Unfortunately, our final speaker for the day is Malash Tekka Hadgu, who is the managing director of Lisan AI, who was going to speak on machine translation for low resource language, is sick and unable to join us. So we will end the day with Lydia's presentation. On Friday, we will have topics including NLP, OCR, and graph theoretic concepts with fiddle writing system. Saturday's presentations will focus on attention-based end-to-end speaker-independent ASR, voice recognition, building speech and text corpus, spelling checker, and a unique service presentation on building Tigrinya thesaurus and Bible study resources using Strong's Concordance. On our final day, Sunday, we will have a closing address from our beloved artist, Arya Moldab, on Tigrinya and the arts. And then we'll hear about crowdsourcing Eritrean language packs, pre-trained language models for Tigrinya, and information retrieval for Amharic and Tigrinya languages. Of course, it's important to note that these topics are by no means all there is to the Tigrinya language digital initiatives. In fact, we do believe that this conference has only scratched the surface of what is possible and what is to come on Tigrinya language digital enterprises. We do know that more work and more conferences are yet to come on this. So if it happens that you are interested in this field and you did not get a chance to present at this time, we hope that you will plan to participate in our future conferences. It is our hope that we will make this conference an annual gathering and hopefully next time in person. ብርግጽ እዞም አርእስታት እዚኣቶም ኩሉ ነቲ ናይ ትግርኛ ዲጂታዊ ተበግሶታት ዘሎ ንጥፈታት ብምሉእ ከም ዘይሽፍኑ ምርዳእ ኣገዳሲ እዩ። ከም ሓቂ እዚ ሲምፖዚየም እዚ ነቲ ክግበር ዝከኣል ከምኡውን ነቲ መጻኢ ዲጂታዊ ፃዕርታት ቋንቋ ትግርኛ መበገሲ ወይ ኣፋፍኖት ዝህብ ጥራይ ምዃኑ ክንግንዘቦ ይግባአና። ኣብዚ ጉዳያት እዚ ገና ንጡፍ ተወሳኺ ስራሕትን ካልኦት ዋዕላታትን ከም ዝመጽእ ጥርጥር የብልናን። ስለዚ ኣብዚ ዓውዲ እዚ ተገዳስነት ዘለኩም ግናኸ ሕጂ ፅሑፋት ወይ ኣስተምህሮታት ከተቕርቡ ዕድል ዘይረኸብኩም እንተለኹም ኣብ ዝቕፅል መደባትና ክትሳተፉ ብተወሳኺ እውን ናታትኩም ካልእ ተመሳሰል ተበግሶታት ከምኡውን ኮንፈረንሳት መደብ ክትገብሩን ነተባብዕ ከምኡ ድማ ተስፋ ንገብር። ንሕና ድማ ነዚ ኮንፈረንስ እዚ ዓመታዊ ምትእኻብ ክንገብሮ ሙሉእ ተስፋናን ሃረታናን እዩ። መቸም ተስፋ ንገብር ዝመፅእ ጉባኤና ብኣካል ገጽ ንገጽ ንረኣየሉ ክኾነልና እምንቱ ኣለና። Please note that the presentations today and the rest of the week may be in English combined with Tigrinya, or maybe in Tigrinya with English subtexts and or slides. Presenters are free to choose to speak in Tigrinya, but most technical expression and explanations may be in English. What matters is the content, and hopefully we will get to a time where we can fully deliver presentations and lectures using Tigrinya only. When it's time for question and answer, Q&A, the audience can ask in English or in Tigrinya, and the panelists will read the questions to presenters to be submitted. If panelists want to ask questions, they will raise hand and the moderator or host will grant opportunity if time allows. And now I would like to ask my organizing committee members and colleagues, Dr. Binyam, Professor Isas, and Yamana Rason to add some remarks. Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Abraham. Welcome. My name is Isas Tesfamariam, and I teach Amharic and Tigrinya at Stanford University, and I also work for the Hoover Institution at Stanford University. Some people think that language is static and quiescent, but it's not, because language is dynamic and vigorous. However, for the same people who believe that culture or language is stagnant, its dynamism and adaptability becomes clearer when it's matched with technology. So first, a brief synopsis of Tigrinya. Tigrinya is written in the Ge'ez script, and there are written inscriptions from ancient times found in various places in Eritrea. The stele at Belokelo is, for example, such an example. Even though Ge'ez as a language is not practiced in everyday life in Eritrea today, it's still used in the liturgy in the Eastern Orthodox and Catholic churches. Ge'ez has three language offshoots, Tigrayit or Tigre, Tigrinya, and Amharic. Ge'ez is to the languages mentioned above as Latin is to the Romance languages. To give some examples of the characteristics of Tigrinya, as Dr. Abraham mentioned, Tigrinya it has its own script. Tigrinya is written from left to right, has no capital letters, and has functional punctuation marks. Tigrinya as a language is very specific. For example, the word for an aunt on the mother side is different from an aunt on the father side. Second, the normal syllable sequence in Tigrinya is consonant-vowel and consonant-vowel-consonant. Consonants are written in 7 different forms corresponding to the 7 vowels. The term order, in quotation marks, is also used to indicate the sequence of the appearance of vowels together with each consonant. As an example, Ge'ez, which is the first order, or the first, has a E sound that you add. Kaib, which is the second order, has a U sound. Salis, which is a third order, has a E sound. Rabi', which is a fourth order, has A sound. Hamis, which is a fifth order, has A sound. Sadis, which is a sixth order, has the E sound. And Sabi', as a seventh order, has O sound. Third, this symposium is timely, very timely, because instead of various computer scientists working on their own individual research, such as OCR, speech recognition, artificial intelligence, etc., without others knowing it, when it comes to Tigrinya, it's hoped that this would be a platform for not reinventing the wheel. Fourth, some of the presentations in the following days show it's in the right direction that computer scientists design their work with people with disability in mind. Finally, the number of young people presenting in the symposium is very encouraging and shows the potential for growth of Tigrinya in the digital age. Thank you and enjoy the presentations. Yeah, Neely.
Wonderful. And then I'll ask Yamane to say a few words.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Yamane.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for being present here. I would like to thank the organizing committee for working so hard to prepare this. It was not an easy job, but it was a lot of hard work. And finally, we are here. And thank you also for the presenters who are really getting together and presenting their research. This is really a great moment that is going to be of a great leap forward for our language. You know, in the early days when I started developing the software, it's a kind of a lonely journey. But now we have many Eritrean professionals talented professionals, passionate from all over the world, who are going to really be focusing on our language and bring it to the forefront where other major languages are benefiting from the technology. And then our language will be really up to date using the digital technology. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mane. And maybe if I can ask Dr. Binyam to say a few more words. We will hear from Dr. Binyam a little bit later on the initiatives of Google Translator, but I also wanted to invite him to say a few words as an organizing committee.
Thank you, Abraham, for your great introduction, and thanks for your leadership for organizing this symposium. My name is Binyam Gabriel Miguel. I work here in Denver, Colorado. I was in S&P Global company. My experience on Tigrinya and computer systems was when I was a student in 1996. It was a presentation from Humaner. And before that, I didn't know that even Tigrinya was possible to write it in computer. But he was explaining how to map like 250 letters of Tigrinya into ASCII code. And he was doing so many complicated things with hex decimals and stuff like that. And nobody understood it. And one person was asking him, why bother all this? Why don't we Tigrinya use the Latin letters like ABCD, and then you don't have any problem? Why don't we do that? And Yaman's answer was the most amazing one, and up to date, I still remember it. He was telling him, no, I mean, we have to work hard to make technology come to us. We are not going to go to technology. And yeah, that was the inspiration I got. And since then, I was still working on Tigrinya. So I hope in this conference, all the young presenters and also attendees will get the same motivation and encouragements from this conference, especially from Humaner's speech later today. Thank you.